Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Bonenberg from Homes Built Bright. I want to talk to you about my goal for 2025, which is two new builds. So I've got the first one already teed up. It's a home that I have under contract, probably close the next week or two. So let's get to it. All right, so here it is. This is it's on a cul-de-sac. It's a double wide trailer. It's in an area that's growing very rapidly, and it's in rough shape. So I got it for a pretty good value, and it's got an in-ground swimming pool. It's under an acre, but it's a large lot, and so I'm pretty excited about it. So I'll tell you about my plan. All right, so here, if you can see, it's kind of light, but here's the lot lines. So you can see it's a fairly good sized lot, and the other houses on the street are they're almost all of them are not double wide trailers. They're updated newer homes, and it's in a neighborhood with covenants, and it's well maintained. So here's an aerial view. You see it's got an in-ground swimming pool, and there are some trees. This whole area is being cleared, and it's going to be a neighborhood. I'm guessing those houses are going to be in the $500,000 to $600,000 range. All right, if you go back real quick, let's see here. One other thing to point out is right here is the well, and the owner of this house is deceased, but it was the father of the person living in this house. So I think they built both of these together. So we'll discuss maybe this border right here, or this lot line, could be a little cloudy. So right here, go back to that well. I highlighted that. This is the septic permit. I asked the environmental group from the county to provide this to me. So it says it's a 3 bedrooms. That's really important. So when you're going to build a house, you need to build a 3-bedroom house, or if you want to do more, you have to get that approved or get it certified through an engineer. Also, it says conventional, which is also important. It means that it's gravity fed. It's going to be usually just a rock and pipe. There's not going to be all kinds of fancy pumps or drip systems. It's going to be a lot easier to work with and very simple. It also means that the land perks, so if you wanted to do addition, it would be less expensive. The setbacks are here. You got for a well, it says 50 feet from the house, 100 feet from this. One thing when you're looking at septic permits is don't trust this at all. Right here, it's drawn in. This, if you go look back, the lot line would go right through here. So is this the neighbors? Is this the repair field? That's something that you're gonna have to figure out, and it's do not rely on this this drawing. This is usually done on the hood of a truck at the site, and it has nothing to do with what's actually in the ground. I also put this orangish red square. That's about where the swimming pool is. And I think I put in the next, nope, I didn't put that. I think the setback for a swimming pool is 25 feet. So it's one of the things that you're going to have to go out there with a probe rod, figure out where these trench lines are by pushing through and hearing gravel and mark and flag those things, count how long this is supposed to be. So in the permit, you can see how many actual feet of line it will be, and then you can actually measure from the pool whether or not it meets. In this case, I don't know if I might keep the pool even if it doesn't meet the requirements, because I didn't put it in. And I looked back at GIS. You can go back previous years and see when it was. That pool has been there since before 2006. So I don't know. It might be a selling point, but if it needs maintenance, too much maintenance, I'm just going to fill it in, and because it's probably not supposed to be there anyway. So then we'll go to the next one. All right. Also, it has covenants. So there's no HOA, but there are covenants the neighborhood can enforce. So this one right here, it says no mobile home, single or double wide, shall be permitted except for the house presently located on these lots, which I assume one of these lots is this house. And so what that means to me is that it's going to be, I might run into trouble if I try to do renovations, because up here it says any remodeling or additions to residence shall be constructed with. They might try to combine these two. I would say a lawyer would probably defend me, and I would be okay to renovate that double wide. But in its condition, the amount of money I'd spend on that, and the goals that I have for this year, I don't want to. So if anyone's interested in a double wide, I've talked to I think 3 different people. They're willing to take it away for free. I would obviously prefer to receive some type of money for it, but taking away for free is still better than paying $5,000 to $10,000 in demo costs and dumpster fees to get rid of it. So, reach out to me if you're interested. All right, moving on. So I decided that I want to do a simple house. I want to do a crawl space, 9-foot ceilings, and something around 1,600 square feet. And I do want 4 bedrooms. I think that's where, based on my market analysis, that's what the demand is mostly. And overbuilding that would be, I think, money that you wouldn't get back. In this picture, it looks like there's a lake in the backyard. Definitely not the case, but this is something I found online for free, and I'm totally going to steal it. There are some upgraded features on here. You got the veneer stone. You've got these large pillars. You have I don't know if this is an upgrade or not, but it's got a roof line that's called a hip roof. You've got 2 different types of siding. This is like a vinyl shake with these little, I don't know, buttresses or whatever you call them. I don't need any of that. This stone walkway, don't need any of that. We're going to keep this as a single family home. Trying to make it as affordable as possible and maximize the value. All right, here's the rear of the house. This is more like it, where it's just something simple. I don't need to do a deck. That's something the next homeowner can invest in, but I'm trying to hit an entry-level price and also make sure that this is I'm not overbuilding. Okay, so here's the floor plan. This is one I went through maybe 10, 20 different floor plans trying to find a 1,600 square foot 4-bedroom house. I wanted single story as well. One reason for that is it does, there's more demand, I think, for a single story, but also then you're running into this, I guess you're squeezing the balloon, because now that price starts going up because you have more roof. You have other things to consider. 2-story buildings are usually cheaper because you can get away with using less materials. But this I felt was a pretty good floor plan. A couple things I didn't like about it is this kitchen seems squeezed. This great room is kind of small, and this is kind of a clunky, traffic jam going on right here, going to the laundry room / master bedroom / bathroom. So what I did is I took that and I made my own floor plan. I know this looks like an elementary kid with a crayon did it, but I've done this in the past, and the county has no problem with it. The guys who do all the building, they actually prefer it because it gives you a little bit of variance, I guess, a few inches here and there. You just got to make sure you get the outside dimensions perfect, because for the foundation and the engineer for him to do the span tables. But yeah, I removed that traffic jam here. I opened this up, moved it this wall a few feet, and I did leave that front porch because it did look nice. It's an added feature that hopefully the customer might appreciate. All right, so here's the original plan. So this is actually wider than the current house, the current house is wider than the planned house. It's more narrow. So what I do need to do is, if we quickly flip back to that drawing of the septic tank right here, I got to go find that and make sure that's 5 feet away from the back corner. And then I also need to go through and really get a survey ahead of time, flag where all these locations are to make sure I set the house in the most appropriate place that meets all the setback requirements. And then I'll submit that all to the county for approval to get started. All right, so here's another picture. Don't think this is necessary. I might have gone through all my pictures. All right, so I guess the next thing to ask is, what are the numbers? What would this look like? Why even do this? Because one person said, like, why not just sell it as is, because you got below market, because I was able to move fast with cash. And maybe could have, but this is something I'm interested in doing. And so we're going to go through kind of best case and worst case scenarios and see how that all plays out. So purchase price $95,000, and really I'm just buying the land with a septic and well, and I'm also buying a street that's in a good neighborhood. Cost per build, this can vary. For smaller houses, I usually about $120 per square foot, usually where it shakes out. But since this is a little bit bigger and we're starting brand new, I don't have to pay for the demo. I don't have to take what's existing there and spend a lot of labor and replace all that wood. So it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper. I'm really thinking $100 per square foot for this house might work out. And I'm not going to use those high-end materials. It's going to be more start a family home. And so we're looking at about $161,000 to build. And then market value at 1614 square feet. On the low end, currently, it's $185 per square foot. That's for renovated houses. But for new houses, which this would qualify as a new house, it would be $225 per square foot. But I couldn't find anything exact comp. So it's going to be, I think, somewhere in that range for that 4-bedroom, 2-bath around the square footage. So the profit, if everything is on the low side, and I can't predict the market, it would be $42,000, which, hey, that's fine. Profit high, 106, even better. Good thing it's not negative, because I wouldn't take this deal if it was negative. So then that gives me a couple other things to think about. I always like to look at build to rent. A lot of the renovations I do end up keeping and renting, giving the option later, like if I sell it, I don't have to do short-term capital gains. I can take advantage of those tax advantages. And if you don't have to sell, then hold on to it. Let the appreciation, let the amortization of the loan work in your favor, so the tenant can pay down that loan. And so in this case, I've seen the worst is about a 70% loan to value. So that would put the bank would give me $209,000. So if I have $256,000 invested, which is purchase price plus cost to build, I am walking away with $47,000 less cash, which would not be something I really want. But if I had that cash laying around and I had nothing better to do with it, I could look at it as this. Well, it would cash flow $435 per month, assuming a rent rate of $2,100. So I'd have to look at, I could do another calculation, say 435 times 12, and you can figure out what's your return on investment, when investment would be how much cash you left in the deal. And you can run that number. It's pretty easy to do that on your own. I don't think I've had enough coffee this morning to try to do it in my head. Second is, the best case would be, so this took the worst price, which is the $185 per square foot, and the worst loan to value. This would be the best, 75% loan to value. I don't think they're doing anything more than that, especially for rentals right now. If it's your first one, you might be able to get 80. You'd have to shop around a whole lot, but 75 would probably be, I'd be happy with that. And you're also taking the high end evaluation of the appraisal would be 363. That'd be great. Then your total invested, subtract that, and that would leave you with, hey, now you keep the house and $16,000, but when you go to rent it, you would be paying out of pocket $50 a month, which I think over a short amount of time, you can raise rents, whereas your 30-year fixed rate loan does not change. So after 1 year, you're going to be breaking even. If you don't need the cash, then that's something to consider. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm excited to get started. Stay tuned, and thank you for tuning in.